I've told the story many times. A woman in Florida we ran into, she was helping the elementary school kids out of the classroom across the street so they go home. And we said to her, do you have time to volunteer in your community? And she said, no. And we said, are you being paid for this? And she said, no, I do this to help the kids across the street. What are you doing next? Well, on Thursdays I take food to the hospital for the sick people. Do you have any time to volunteer? No, I have no time to volunteer. And it was like, this is just what she considered neighboring. And so the hope for me is that at the national level we look pretty diseased, but at the local level we look pretty repairing.
And there's often like a disconnect between those two facts that you just said in one person. And I don't know enough about this, but I would love to collect more stories. I've been hearing about a series of fairly echoing stories in a variety of rural communities throughout the US where the very people that might be most vocal, at least in our polls, in say on the immigration issue in a pretty anti-way, are some of the most hospitable people in when a series of, set of refugees comes and so on. And you hear these stories of like actually amazing pluralism working itself out around tables in a civic environment, and they're very open to saying, yes, these people are actually revitalizing even our sort of moral sensibilities as a community, but that's somehow not always reflected, not often reflected in kind of the political fears. And there's some great psychologists who can make sense of that, but personal encounter doesn't always change politics.